Well, I'm on the road. Me and my Goldie glasses here. Very, very upset about losing my blue glasses. I think I have another pair at home, but for now, just got the big bumblebees here. Still a lot of driving ahead for me. 2 hours to Indiana. I stayed in Bowling Green yesterday. My goodness, lots to eat, beautiful places to stay, and maybe I've always said that Columbus is just so clean. Downtown, the places I've been in Columbus is just beautiful. Bowling Green rivals and maybe surpasses Columbus as being just a really nice town. I was not expecting that, from the highway if you're driving. So somebody said, well, which way did you take? The Samsung way? I don't know. I took the GPS way. But usually when I'm coming from Canada to Columbus, you go down the highway and you see that big stadium, football stadium there. Bowling Green Stadium is just beautiful. And for a Canadian where we don't have massive collegiate sports, so you don't see these big stadiums outside universities and whatnot. There's some stadiums there, I shouldn't say that, but not like this. Like Bowling Green looked like an NFL stadium, a smaller version of an NFL stadium. And I just assumed that Bowling Green's biggest claim to fame, aside from being obviously a popular college or university, was their football team. But it's not. It's their hockey team, I'm told, from the people in Bowling Green. Some great hockey players come out of Bowling Green. So that's kind of neat. A little piece of information for you. Coming off a great day. I think overall, only really a couple of minor hiccups. I think I'll play Lone Bled. He's going on Lasix. Not the end of the world. Aside from that, he did his job well again yesterday. I don't mean to beat this drum. I'm not going to talk about all the good luck we had yesterday. Just maybe go over what didn't go well. Cavill Hanover obviously raced poor. I think we're getting closer to a position where I have to maybe look at, is there a better spot across the border for him? I know a couple of our clients were pushing for that, and I can't really blame them, right? I put a message into Kyle just asking him what he thought, his thoughts on the colt, the horse, and then we'll take action on that, I suppose. I think the obvious answer to that from the other side of the fence, from a lot of the other clients, is, geez, the horse fits really low now. Can we not race him here one more time? There's an argument made on both sides of that. Specific argument also, he fits the cheaper class other places too. So that small class is pretty much everywhere in North America. So we'll see how that plays out in the next 24 hours. White Tiger got locked in, kind of had traffic down the lane. I believe that was my fault. I know James had talked to Louis Philippois about White Tiger, so did I. Try not to be first over, try not to have him on the front. You get away fourth and you're not first over on a half and 58. In hindsight, I wish I had just shut my mouth and said nothing and just said, hey, go drive him. Whatever. And then also Pine get, for first start back, obviously closed up well the last 500 meters of the race, or 100 meters of the race or whatnot, but really wasn't put in a position to do much more than that. But it was his first start back. So overall, though, just a great day. Simba was good. The horses in Bowling Green were good. The race in Northfield was an abomination. I don't even want to talk about it. Obviously, I was very disappointed with that, but that happens. So we're going to move forward. That was yesterday. I'm all about focusing on what's ahead of me. That's my girl tonight in Indiana for Post 9. I'm hoping now 2 of the best horses in the division are in there. Is she ready to dance with them? I would like 1 or 2 more starts before we locked horns with those 2 horses. There's a Swan for All filly, and I think the other one's a Guccio, but I'm not positive. 2 good fillies though. They drew 1-2 at 6-5 and 9-5, and I'm way on the outside 9 and 15-1. Good news is, I would bet good money I won't be 9th when we hit the first turn. She got away good, felt good the other day. If she feels tonight the way she felt the other day and springs off the car the same way, I think we're in a good position. The only problem with that is it's going to take a little energy to get there. We'll see how the race plays out. We'll see how our girl races, but I was very, very happy with her last week. Now, the reason for this email. I've wasted 4 minutes of your time giving you an update. The reason for this email is I had a number of clients ask me to expand on what I see taking place this fall. That's a loaded question. By this fall, I mean the yearling sales, procuring yearlings, gathering them up, buying horses. How do I see this going? So, in the past, we bought horses, and I've talked to all our clients, and we've ended up piecing out the shares. Last year was a little bit different because I had something else planned that obviously fell through, like most other plans in the world, because of COVID-19. So I don't know where that leaves me, but I do have to be careful, and this is how I'm approaching 2020 and beyond, at least 2020 into 2021 in regards to yearlings. Yes, I think I'm driving. I don't think I'm in Indiana yet, so I'm still in Ohio. This is the state that butters our bread right now. We're going to have some good luck in Ontario this year, I think. Rory Welcome has been a little flat and sick her last two, but she'll bounce back. She's got a long year ahead of her. And then Walk on the Moon also is showing some good things. A lot of her pacers, not known for her pacers, but a lot of her pacers have shown a lot. They got to bounce back off the sickness also, but I'm certain they will. So what are the stable plans for the fall? So in a perfect world, I would reach out to our clients, out to you, and say, what were you looking for, and what were you looking to spend this fall? That's a tough thing to ask. You know, I know there's a lot of you out there that say, I wouldn't mind putting in $1,000 or $2,000 or $10,000 or whatever. And then you look at the horses we get, and you're like, I might want to get a piece of this one or a piece of that one. And that amount that you had in your head may balloon to something else. Not really a perfect situation. I certainly don't want people spending more than they feel comfortable spending, but at the same time, that number, just knowing that initial number, helps me go to the sale. If I go to the sale and I know in 7 to 10 days I'm going to have to write a check for that amount, that can be problematic, and it weighs on me a little bit. So it would drastically help Anthony McDonald, and definitely help the stable.ca in general, if all of you would say to yourself, and this is the problem I have, is that I don't know your financial situation, especially after COVID-19. I have no idea what people plan on doing for the fall, the winter, the spring, the summer of 2021. I hope we're having the same discussions, except we have more luck, even better luck next year, except we can all go to the races and enjoy what we built together. That's what I hope, but none of us know what's going to take place for sure. I think there's a very good chance that we will be at our tracks next year full time. You know, will we still be using the term social distancing? Will we all have had a vaccine? Will we all feel more comfortable? Will we all have face masks on? I don't think anybody truly knows. Somewhere between Anthony Fauci and, you know, a large group of people gathering on a beach right now that don't care and don't believe in COVID-19, somewhere between Fauci and the lunatics, I think we're going to find out what our planet's going to look like. I hope that we're all on the beach next year. I hope we're all at the tracks next year. I hope we're all clinking glasses in a bar after a race and congratulating one another. That's what I hope. But nobody knows. And nobody knows what the financial ramifications of what we just went through really are. And I certainly don't. And that's terrifying for me. I can't go to the sale and spend a pile of money and then say, Bill, Bob, Tom, Tina, Tammy, hey, does anybody, who would like a piece of this horse? And this is what I like about them. And everybody say nothing. That would be a problem. So what I would like you to do on a very personal level, take a look at if you want to be involved this fall, this winter, this spring, take a look at what you would like to want, if there's a certain type of horse you're looking for. And we're going to send emails out about this. I'm trying to gear the website, both the stable.ca and the stableca.com, so that people can input that information. And we can use that information to narrow down the search of what we're looking for. Having said that, we are going to have breeders. I've had 5, 6, 7 breeders already approach me about sending horses. We are going to have a lot of horses sent to us, but they're not free. Just because they end up in our barn and they're eating our feed doesn't mean they're all paid for right away. So that puts me in another position. How do I go about fostering those relationships? 2 things I'm not used to is one, asking people up front, what is your comfort level? What are you looking for? How does that look in 2020, at the end of 2020 and beyond? And a lot of that may depend for a lot of people on what takes place over the next 2 months racing. So you may not know. But if you do know, and you do have an idea, it would make my job easier. It would bring, it would take a lot of weight off my shoulders heading into the fall if I just had a very rough number of what people were looking at being involved with, whether that's $0 or whether that's thousands of dollars. I would like to at least have an inclination so that when I'm sitting there and I've just bought a horse, I don't immediately start chewing my nails. I actually have a list of people that might be interested in that horse. And, you know, by no means am I terrified. I think cautious would be the best way to explain what I am and what I'll be moving into the fall months of 2020 and beyond. So that's where we're at with the sales. I know a lot of people had sent me messages saying, hey, one gentleman in particular, one of our clients, Bill, had said, do you want to go to the farms and look at horses? I'd love to. You know, if there's a day that I'm not, today, I didn't leave Bowling Green till 3 o'clock. I don't know what farm, I know there are Cool Wind farms. A couple of those farms were up this way. I could have went today and looked at yearlings, but I'll put in the time. You guys know that. If we're interested in horses, I'll reach out to farms. One, explain the position we're in, where we may be a very viable plan B. For those of you out there that haven't read my article on Harness Racing Update this week, it was on Harness Racing Update in Standardbred Canada, written as a blog. For those of you in Canada, maybe that you don't know, you don't have Harness Racing Update, you can download it. It's on Facebook or whatnot. But if you want Standardbred Canada, in the middle of the home page, there's a letters section. It's in blue font, and my name's on there. If you click on there, you can read the most recent article. And I talked about how we have some of our best horses have came from these private partnerships we've built and fostered with breeders, and we're going to continue to do that. So I suspect there'll be no shortage of people wanting to do business with us. I mean, at the same time, I know everybody wants the sale price for their horse, but I have to actually put the owner of the stable.ca hat on also. And although you may want X for your horse, I may not be prepared to pay that. And I have to be shrewd and prudent when it comes to what we're going to do and how we're going to do it also. So a lot on my plate, different things on my different plates this year, but nevertheless, I'm focused on all of them the same, whether it be racing our filly tonight. I'll be Anthony the driver right up until the race is over tonight. When the race is over, I got to be Anthony the car driver, and I have to drive to the Meadows for tomorrow. I'm at the Meadows with Sebastian Yu, and you might say, well, you know, Sebastian Yu is a condition claimer. It doesn't matter whether it's a fair, a condition claimer, a maiden, or a stake race. It's important. I want to put in the best effort I can for everybody, including myself and my family in Ohio, and I think everybody can see that I'm doing that. So, again, a lot on my plate, a lot to do, but I'm focused and I am ready to do the job at hand. So as far as Bill's question about going to the farms, I likely will be in contact with farms and probably drop by and see them in the coming months. When it comes to bidding on horses, whether it be online or in person, I probably will go to Lexington. I suppose it's an outdoor venue, so I likely will go to Lexington. If I do go to Lexington, if they have the sale and I'm there, we'll be doing the same thing we always do. Now, I highly doubt if there's quarantining, which there is, Kelly and Curtis will want to go, so I don't know what I'm going to do in regards to that. Curtis knows what he's looking for, so does Kelly when they're there, as far as the shots and how it's recorded. I really don't know what the hell I'm going to do, but nevertheless, it will be the best I can. You can be sure of that. So we will be at sales, we will be bidding online, we will be talking to trainers or to breeders, but most importantly, I'd like to have the conversation with you, all of you, one-on-one or as a group here today watching this video. It would make my job incredibly easier, and it would be very helpful to me to know that, one, you are interested, and two, roughly what you're looking at potentially using to spend to buy horses with us this fall. If you are, if you're not, things are tight. That information itself would be very, very helpful also. So I know a couple of people had asked me to make a video like this, and it's very, very important that I did. I'm glad that I did. And if you have any questions regarding exactly what I'm talking about, if I haven't been abundantly clear, or if I haven't touched on what you're trying to hear, let me know. As far as what jurisdictions we're looking at, obviously Ohio is on the top of the list again. It always is. Ontario is still there. Indiana, even New York, Pennsylvania, we're looking for value, like we always are. You know, we didn't get to race anything in New York this year, but we sold one horse for a lot of money. You know, we got a filly that surprised me a little bit, but looked great in her first start. So admirable coming off the virus. I think she's got some incredible upside there. We're just same as always. I don't have to beat this drum. You guys know what it's all about. We're looking for value. So whether that be a sale, an online sale in New York, or an in-person sale at the Lexington, or breeders sending us horses, we are looking for value. What I'm looking for you is something I've never asked you for before, and that is, what would you like to put into this fall sales? So if you're up to it and you feel comfortable doing it, you know, you can send me an email and let me know, and I'll put it in a file, a private file that I have. If you're not really sure, or you're not putting in any at all, that's perfectly fine too. That information is as helpful as the first part. So I am God, how far do I got? 6:08. I got about an hour and 45 minutes left to drive to Indiana. Wish me luck. I hope we have some luck tonight with our girl, That's My Girl. And then tomorrow we have 6 or 7 in both in Pennsylvania and Ohio. And then Friday we got our girls back in again. A big week again here at thestable.ca. Man, oh man, I wish we could have weeks like this every single week. Try to keep things going best we can. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend. And we'll talk to you soon.